we're up to the dizzying heights of second in the Formula 3 Championship with Koiranen GP, but I don't think this is sustainable. But then again, I said that just before the Milan GP. Hey everyone, welcome to Season 1, Part 5 of Race to the Top. I'm Ian. In today's episode, we do have all the build-up towards the Black Sea GP, which is in 38 days' time, so we've got a little bit of time to kill. We also do have to have a vote in a couple of weeks, not even a couple of weeks, in just 1 week for the addition of a Brazilian race, so we'll of course show all that as well. Black Sea GP, top speed's crucial, that suits us down to the ground, and acceleration, so gears is crucial as well, so we have a decent chance of getting some points on this. Before the Milan GP, we were ranked 5th. We had the 5th best car. Now we've got the 7th best car, so we are slowly falling down. I said before the Milan GP, I don't think we're gonna really struggle to even get close to the podium. We did. We came 2nd and 5th in the end. We did very, very well. How we go with Black Sea, who knows? We'll just have to wait and see on that one, won't we? But I don't want to say, we're going to do really badly, because I said that last time and we did really, really well. So I'll probably put the mockers on it now. Now I've said that we're going to, I don't want to say anything. We'll probably, not even score points. But we do have a couple of things to get through. We'd have to obviously do an interview question with Simon Lazenby. Which one of your drivers is better? Now this is really I'm actually going to answer Falcaro on this one, because he has been performing well and he deserves that praise. And if we just keep going, pit crew review, they were happy. I was happy with the pit crew last time because they didn't make a single mistake, which is pretty promising. If we go to mistake chances, you can see they're all climbing a little bit because of fatigue. So what I might do, see, like even Kajama, he was the one that stuffed up in Guildford, remember, and his mistake chance is still 1.2%. So I'm going to leave him out for now, but I will rotate him around with some of the other guys. Like we might sort of bring him in for, say, like Raisinen, but we'll worry about that another time. So let's keep going, because what I want to do is I've been really struggling. It's been a couple of days between recording for me, and those last few days I've been debating. We're doing so well in the championship. Is it worth me going for it? Is it worth let's invest in improving the car and designing new parts and go for it? But I decided not to in the end, purely because the Prima Power team are pulling away a little bit in terms of the car best on grid. They're way up there, but we've jumped back up to 5th, so that shows what I know. But I think we'll continue with the tanking. But the beauty of where we are on the championship, and as well as we've been doing, of course, we've now got some more offers for sponsors, which should mean we get a little bit more money. So they want, Hackett London for 4 races, they're going to pay us, what's that, £650,000 a race. So times that by 4, I've got to do really, really quick maths. That's 2.4 million over 4 races. Whereas Swiss, they're going to give us 5.6 million. I don't know. But see, they've got a slightly better prestige, Swiss. So I might stick with Swiss, to be honest. It's 8 races, 5.6 million. But then do I go Hackett? Oh, I don't know. I'm going to go Hackett. I'll probably regret that. But I'm going to go Hackett for a very, very good reason. Because Hackett, they're only going to go for 4 races. If we continue to perform as we have, we can get more money yet again. Whereas with Swiss, it was money up front, but then we're going to be cutting into next year's races, because remember, they wanted to be on the car for 8 races, so there'll be the first 2 races of the following season, and I don't want to do that, because if we perform well, then we're going to get better sponsor offers. So that's my thinking there anyway. The reason there's a number 1 down there is because there's another person to hire, but I don't want to hire pit crew. We're trying to save money, remember. So they've repaired the car, as I'm spitting out the words. They've repaired the car. So what I've actually decided to do, off air, of course, is we're not going to be designing any new parts. So we're just going to be improving what we can. So what I'll do is I'm going to focus the performance on the gearbox, because if you remember, acceleration and top speed are crucial for the Black Sea race. Our engine's more or less we can't get much more out of it. We can get another 3 points of performance out of it. That's not that great, is it? Whereas the gearbox, as you can see, down at 100, we can get that all the way up to 130 before the Black Sea race, and that could really help us. But what I will do is I'm actually going to improve Joey Mawson's car reliability-wise, because he's been really, really struggling. He struggled with reliability with his engine in the last 2 races, and we've got the front wing and the rear wing, and I think it was the rear wing in Guildford, and it was the gearbox from memory. I can't even think. So what I'll do is I'm going to improve the reliability of his engine and his front wing for now, and I may even do the gearbox if we've got enough time. And I'll just allocate, say, 2 stars for that, because we really want to bump this car up, because we want to score as many points as we can in the first few races, because the other teams are going to overtake us. I know I've been saying that and harping on about it for a while, but it's true, and I don't want to sort of wait until it's too late and start improving the performance of the car, because then it's too late and we've missed our little window of opportunity. So we have got a quick question. So next week's GMA meeting is all about Rio de Janeiro, as I say, adding that to the calendar. Could you tell us your thinking ahead of the vote? I'm yet to decide. Personally, I have already decided. It's definitely tricky to see exactly who is going to benefit from this rule change. I don't really care, Well, if I don't see any clear arguments either way, then I may just abstain. I think that's basically my reasoning, which is quite boring, really. This is not the most exciting start to a Let's Play series, is it? Because I'm tanking this season. We're not doing anything. And even when we get to the vote, which is something mildly interesting, I'm going to abstain from it. So, well done, Ian. Keep up that solid Let's Play series. I don't know. I'm just talking out loud now. So here we go. So we have got the Global Motorsport meeting, first time this season. So we of course have the vote, and there it is there as it slides across the screen. I am going to abstain for a couple of reasons, and I'll show you when we actually get to the vote. So there you go. The new race in Rio de Janeiro will be added to the calendar next season. Truth be told, I'm not really bothered either way. Because I'll give you my reason as to why I'm abstaining. Because personally, it means we get a +1 vote power in the next proposed rule change. If I vote for it, I don't really care. I'd love an extra race, but I'm not that keen either way, and I'm certainly not going to vote against it. So I'm abstaining, and we're going to skip to the end to see which one comes up in the end. It looks like vote against is going to win by miles. So there you go. Ours was almost the deciding vote, really, because it was a 4-5. Against, or 5 against. I am struggling today. So it's not happening. So we're sticking with the 8 races, which I'm thrilled to bits about. So the next one is refueling using 40 kilo fuel tanks. I'd be quite keen on that. And as you can see, we get the additional voting power there. We get ×1. We get an extra vote. That's 8 weeks away, so that's a long time. But that'll be quite cool. That's going to cost a little bit of money. But what I'm thinking is that could really work in our favour, because I think we could benefit from that, but, who knows. Let's go design new parts, improve parts. Let's see how they're going on the improving of the parts. So the gearbox was on 100 before when we started, and it's only been, about a week, maybe a bit over, and it's already up to 111, so that's good. I'm going to leave them there. I want the gearbox up as high as it'll go, and I'm doing not too bad with the reliability either for Joey Mawson's car, so I'll have to remember to fix that up. Just before we go into the race weekend. We want to make sure that Mawson's got the most reliable parts. And get through all the events that we're not partaking in. So the other thing as well is, because this is my career, I'm not doing this... I don't want to see, make Koiranen rise through the leagues. I just want to get to Formula 1, as quickly as I can. Because we're performing so well, I think this is actually quite a promising start to my career, because I think at the end of the season, when teams start sacking their team principals, if I'm performing well, people might be starting to take notice and might take a gamble on me, so I might be able to move up the ladder, I should say, the tree, as much as I can. As Joey Mawson, an unlikely style icon has emerged within the garages of a Formula 3 team. Joey Mawson. I just love the way he dresses, said LaRocca's chief couturier? Is that the word? I don't even know what that word means. He's so chiseled, it sets my teeth on edge. So basically, Joey Mawson has turned into an Australian Lewis Hamilton, and he's now a fashion eater. So marketability goes up, so that's quite good. Why couldn't you have done that before? It would have helped with our sponsors. So here we go. We have got the upcoming race, the Black Sea. It's a 59-lap race, and the lap record is a 121.3. There is likely to be some rain once again during the race, with Sunday showing a 40% chance of rain. I am sick to death of rain, I'll be perfectly honest with you. But then predicted forecast for practice, qualifying, and the race is sunny at the moment, so hopefully that doesn't happen. The tyre compounds chosen for this race are super softs and the softs. The track is quite abrasive, but our car is one of the best on the grid when it comes to tyre wear, so that's something to bear in mind. Julian Falcaro wants a test track, and he can do one, because I'm not going to give him that, because we don't have the money. So look, I think at the end of this season, of course, I'm still tanking for next year. I've got to assume that I'm not going to get another job opportunity, but if something comes up in Formula 2 or at the bottom of Formula 1, but then of course we have got like the endurance and we've got all that, I might be able to jag a better job, which helps us move up the chain a little bit. So that's my thinking. So don't get too involved in Koiranen GP just yet, because anything could change. And I mean, who knows? Like halfway through the season, there could be an opportunity to jump across. I mean, here you go. We've got like Formula 2 now. We've got a couple of at risk. We've got Russian time. We've got Arden International. There's a couple down there in Formula 3 that are struggling as well. We've got the DTM, of course, and the GT, the LMP2 cars. I wouldn't mind doing that. Jackie Chan Racing, that'd be pretty cool, wouldn't it? So that's what I'm sort of looking. So don't sort of get too hung up on Koiranen GP, because I might not be here next year. So if we have a quick look then, and we'll fit the parts to the cars, because I want to make sure that he's got the most reliable engine, which he does, and I did up the gearbox. Was the gearbox? No, it's front wing, and he's got the most reliable front wing as well, so that's good. And if we go to improved parts, you can see then that we maxed out the gearbox, which that's really, really good. I like seeing that. Because after the Black Sea race, we got suspension. We need to do up the suspension. So I could probably sort of consider starting work on that almost immediately, which I might just send that over now. The reason being, of course, with suspension, coming into the next race. Where is the next race? Dubai. We can get that up to 130 as well. So we see how we're just trying to, eke out every little bit of performance we can for every single race, to try and score as much points as we can, just so we don't finish last. And obviously, the higher up the championship we finish, the more sponsors we get, and etc. etc. So let's get into practice then. So Joey Mawson is only content with his car. He's not very happy. You're giving Julian a better car than me. I should have the best performance. Well, Joey, you are a muppet, because every single thing is exactly the same, and he's got the more reliable car, and he's getting upset. I'll be brutally honest with you. If we are still here with Koiranen next season, when Joey Mawson's contract runs out, see you later. I don't want to see him anymore. Julian Falcaro has been performing very well, and he's been impressing me. And I'll probably bump Falcaro up to the number one spot, but that's a long way away yet, because we've still got 5 races to go. So basically, the cars are exactly the same. If we have a quick look, then there you go. We are the 5th best car again, but that's climbing up and down all over the place. If we go and have a look at each part, so see, our engine isn't very good. We don't have the best top speed, but then our acceleration is very, very good. Deceleration, we're the worst. And what's that? Medium speed corners with suspension, we're second best on the grid. So we've got a real mixed car here. But what we'll do is we will be back for the qualifying in Russia, next to the Black Sea. So here we are then. We are in the Black Sea for qualifying. Practice went very, very well. We didn't have any rain in practice, which is fantastic, and it doesn't look like we're going to get any rain here for qualifying either. Fuoco was, I think, 7th fastest. Falcaro was right down. He was down in sort of 17th or 18th, but he was on the soft tyres, whereas Fuoco was going around setting qualifying pace on super softs. The reason being for that is because Joey Mawson is terrible at qualifying. So I figured let's get the qualifying trim up. The green sweet spot in qualifying is big, giving the driver a better chance of optimising their brake and tyre temperatures. I think we go with that one, to be honest. Because I think Joey Mawson struggled a little bit. He got perfect, didn't he, in Guildford, but then struggled after that. Falcaro, however, he's only got the super softs and the qualifying trim for the qualifying session. As you can see, nailed it both times, which is amazing. So what I'm going to be able to do, I might not be able to do it with Joey Mawson, is they've got two sets of tyres there. I'm going to send Joey Mawson out at the end of the session. He's only going to get one go on this, because what I'm thinking of doing is doing super softs for 20 laps, then going on to the softs, and then again we'll have to pit again and go on to the super softs. We may be able to do softs, just to stick on the softs, but I don't want to risk that. Because, as you can see, Fuoco's just burned through that one set of super soft tyres. So Mawson's not going to go out until the very end of the session. So he's not going to even be able to set a banker lap, whereas Julian Falcaro can, because he didn't do any times on the super softs. So he can go out on this set now. He's going to go out now and set a time, and then he'll go out right at the death and try and set another one on top of that. So at least Falcaro will have a banker lap. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to go straight into it. Norris was the man to set the fastest time in practice, so keep an eye on him. And we are going to send out Falcaro right now, in fact. Actually, no, we won't. No, we won't. There you go. I'm already changed my mind. I'm so indecisive when it comes to this game. It's ridiculous. As it looks like Gunther's going out, and he's going to set first time by the looks of things, unless someone got out in front of him. No, they didn't. So there's Gunther. So he won the Milan GP, and he came third in Guildford. So, and being Premium Power Team, they're very good. So I expect him to be right up there. I will send out Falcaro now, just because he's behind a couple of the cars, and I do worry that we may get some rain. But as you can see, the track grip's picking up, but I do want Falcaro to get out and set banker lap, because we have been. I mean, Falcaro, he's been very reliable. We haven't had to need a second lap, really. He's always been he was on pole and he set second in Milan. But I figure let's be safe and let's set some banker laps as often as we can. We can't with Mawson, as I say, because he's going to be running out on soft tyres midway through the race. And Gunther's going to come round, and he's going to be the first one that we're going to be watching, as we'll keep an eye on Falcaro's brake temperatures and tyre temperatures, because he's going to try and get them down. And there goes Gunther then on his pace lap. And we've got a few cars out and about. We've got a couple behind him. It looks like Mick Schumacher's 2 cars behind him, and that's his teammate. And Schumacher hasn't had a lot of success lately, as Gunther being the first man. He's gone first. But Hyman's gone fastest in that first sector, so we'll quickly flash back to him. And is he just in front? No, Falcaro's only just starting his flying lap. Hyman's got someone right in front of him. He's right on their tail. But PK has set the second sector, the fastest time, but Hyman's gone quickest again. So Hyman is going to be the man to beat by the looks of things, as he's going to come around. So keep an eye on Hyman's times, as we'll quickly cut back to Falcaro, who is, 1/100th of a second down on Hyman's time. As Hyman crossed the line with a 1:15.5. So what can Falcaro do? As he's got completely clear track. He's got absolutely no one in front of him. And he's going to be able to... And I'm worrying about the time, actually. We've got 4 minutes, 15 seconds to go. Falcaro's got to get around again. We've got to change the tyres and then get out once more. As Falcaro sets the 9th quickest time. That's not that great from Falcaro. So, yeah, I'm not too thrilled with that. But, of course, with the track gripping up, he should be able to go around again. We've got to... I think it takes about 95 seconds. I had a quick calculation in practice. It takes about 95 seconds to get around. So as long as we've got a minute 40 by the time Falcaro leaves the pit lane, he should be able to get around before the checkered flag waves to end the session. But I'm keeping an eye on that time, because we've got, just over a minute 15, a minute 20 to play with, so we should be okay. I will hang on to Mawson again. I don't want him to go out too soon, but I do want him... I want him to do a lot better, because he's not been doing very well lately in qualifying. But now he's got the qualifying trim. He's got that other one where he gets the bigger windows to get the correct tyre temperatures. So I'm really hoping Mawson performs. This is his sort of last chance, really, as we've got just 2 minutes to go. Hyman's still leading with Daravala, Schumacher, Sato, Ericsson, PK, and Gunther's down in 7th. As I'm going to send out Mawson now, We've just double-checked that he's on the super soft tyres, and out he can go. And we will send out Falcaro now. We're going to have to change his tyres, so we'll quickly send him out. That shouldn't take too long to change those tyres. So they're going to be right behind one another. And look at all these cars on their outlaps. And Falcaro looks like he's got a bit of a gap there, but Mawson came out behind someone. Is that Mick Schumacher? I think that's either Schumacher or... Is that... No, it's certainly not Schumacher. It's not Gunther, so it could be Mardenborough or... And it looks... No, it's definitely not Mardenborough. It's got to be Palau. There you go. Sod's law, it's always the last one, isn't it? As Mawson's going to try to get in front. They're all tripping over one another. As that looks like... that must be Tictum, is it? No, that's got to be Tveta, and it is. As Tveta is... No, that's... What did I click on? There's Tveta there. So he's actually setting a lap now, and he's going to go fast as Tveta. But keep an eye on Mawson and Falcaro. So Mawson's got great tyre temperatures, perfect brake temperatures. So Tveta is the man to beat, but Mawson has just got a billion cars all around him. And this is going to be really tricky for Mawson to set a good time. Falcaro overheated his brakes, but his tyre temperatures are spot on. So we might be able to flick back and have a look at Falcaro if he does better. But Hyman is still the man to beat. Tveta stuffed up that final sector, but Mick Schumacher's gone fastest with a 1:15.5. Mawson is not quickest in that first sector. Neither is Falcaro, but Falcaro should improve on his time. Mawson, of course, is the only person that hasn't set a time yet. The checkered flag has waved, so Hyman's dropped to second. Tveta into third. Mawson, again, he's 300ths. Up on his improved time. Falcaro, he's not going to do that much better. As Mawson, where did that come from? Mawson just set pole, and Falcaro came in 10th. Wow, I was not expecting that. I thought, oh, I'll be happy with 4th or 5th, and Mawson has just set pole. Can you believe what you have just seen? As I'm spitting all over my keyboard there. Wow, I was not... He came out of nowhere in that final sector. He wasn't getting that close, and he's just set pole with the quickest third sector. So, I mean, what a way to end this episode. So Joey Mawson sits on pole ahead of Mick Schumacher and Raoul Hyman in third. Julian Falcaro is now down in third. Wow, what a finish. So if you enjoyed that episode, make sure you pop a big thumbs up on there for me. If you hated the episode, you disliked my content, please pop a big thumbs up on there for me. And tune in tomorrow for the race where we have Joey Mawson on pole. And that should be a good one. See you later.